up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're bringing it back to our weekly Grudge preparation marathon with the 2006 film, The Grudge 2, which should be considered as a direct sequel to the 2004 film starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, which introduced you to the world of the Grudge curse. I also made some mistakes in my review last week, so I get to retcon some of those in this review. Let's get crackin'! This review is brought to you by the word of the day, retcon, to revise an aspect of a fictional work retrospectively, typically by introducing a piece of new information that imposes a different interpretation on previously described events. The Grudge 2 centers on Karen's sister Aubrey, who is tasked on traveling to Tokyo to retrieve Karen from the hospital and bring her home. But she soon discovers the curse of the Grudge, which lures her and a reporter in to find out more and more about this mysterious curse that brings death at its wake, and she takes it upon herself to discover how to stop the curse once and for all. So before I really dig into this movie, I mentioned I have to retcon some of my review for the first film. It's true, I didn't do my due diligence, as they say, in actually studying that film. I was under the impression that Sam Raimi directed it. He did not. He produced it and all the rest of the Grudge films, including the new one. But he did not direct any of them. The guy that did direct it was the same guy who made the original Ju-on Grudge film in Japan, and he even brought over the same kid who played the ghost boy to reprise his role in the American movie. How I missed all that is beyond me. And I only know all that because I saw the director's name on The Grudge 2, which again was the same guy, the creator of The Grudge. It's just really interesting to see a creator do both the source material and the remake in America. There's some things that don't translate amazingly well, but just the mere fact that it's the same guy astounds me, and I have mad respect for that. Moving on, it's important to know that there's at least two stories going on simultaneously in this film. There's the main story going on in Japan, but there's also a story unfolding in America. And for the most part, you're not immediately sure how it all connects, but it does. For me, the biggest thing about the sequel is it had a little bit more about what I wanted to see in the first movie. That is, more of a stronger focus on the curse itself and a specific plan of attack on ending it. The first film had a lot of exposition, a lot of flashbacks, and just a lot of explaining how the curse came to be, and it wasn't until the end of the movie where the characters were actually thinking about bringing an end to the curse. That was the prime storyline in the second movie. Also, while watching, I felt the curse more in this film. While the curse was definitely present in both films, it felt more like an actual curse in this film, where the spirit attaches itself to characters and it's impossible to get rid of, and I like that. It helped with the build-up for the film when it would undoubtedly have its jump scares, and they were definitely some jump scares. They were definitely there, but they affected me more this time around. It's still not a perfect film. The ghosts continue to do things illogically. Some of the people are just dumb. One of the scenes in the movie that should have been a deleted scene was this reveal scene where one of the students' teachers turns out to be a ghost but is masquerading around as an actual teacher. There's this scene where the students are talking to their counselor about something that's important to them, and the scene goes on for some time, and it ends up, the teacher stands up and it's a ghost, and you're like, ah, but you're also like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. It completely doesn't do what it's been doing for the last movie about what ghosts actually look like, which is like Samara from The Ring, and this was like flesh and blood, so it made no sense. One of the best things about this movie is that it didn't feel convoluted and messy, which I feel like the first film felt like. It felt a little bit more smooth, it felt more down to earth, you could follow it, some of it was confusing, but as a general rule, I think everything that this movie did was slightly better than the last time, so my entertainment was definitely higher than the first film. Just a lot of technical areas, I think. It's still not perfect, it still has a lot of problems, but it's better than the first in my opinion. So I rated The Grudge 2 66%, 66 out of 100 possible stars, granting it the letter grade of D. Remember, I rated the first film an F at 49%. That's how much smoother I consider the sequel, where it still feels like it fits in the universe and the tone, but it also feels a lot more grounded. I'd like to hear your thoughts on The Grudge 2 in the comments down below. Do you agree with me in saying that the sequel was slightly better than the original, or do you really like convoluted horror films like the first movie? Let me know. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some more like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel, and don't forget about the little bell icon because that helps notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!